Yeah, Best Buy. It's like a drive up pickup or whatever.
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, I don't want to go inside, man. I
I
don't want to
can't.
go inside.
I didn't picture that they still did that after COVID was over.
Oh, dude, that's how I do most of my shopping now. I don't go into stores. Heck no. Uh, no, 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 no,
Oh
no.
man.
And like, so and I'm also picking up a 10-year-old game. They had a Mario Odyssey on sale, so I'm picking that up. So we already have it, but I don't have it. Drake has it.
All right. Oh God. Well, I don't know if you can tell just by my voice, but kids have gotten me sick once again.
Oh, geez,
I got my husky voice right now.
they got you.
So good. They're so good at it. Like I I never dreamed that I would ever be as sick as I am. Like I never dreamed I would get this sick. Like in like high school and after high school, up until I had kids, once a year, maybe twice. Now it's like
Yep. I
it's like two times a month.
I can set my watch to when I'm sick. It's usually between April and May, and it's usually a sinus infection of some kind. This year it was COVID and the flu that struck our house down. So, but I didn't get sick in May this year. It was like February, March, or whatever. But I've not been sick since.
Dude,
So
mine used to be like clockwork. The only time
yeah,
that I would ever get sick was the weekend that you'd get off for Thanksgiving. I would be okay on Thanksgiving, and then I would be sick Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I would be better on Monday. It happened every year like clockwork since I was a teenager. And now it's like
yeah.
twice a month.
So the worst part about like being sick when you have kids and stuff is like it doesn't absolve you of your parent duties. You still have to like get up and do stuff. So like it's hard to just be a lump. And, you need the rest to recover and all that stuff. But like it's harder to bounce back when you've got kids, and especially like if you guys are all sick at the same time, like that's even worse. So like when it when gosh when I was a single dad and Drake would get sick, and then I would get sick or whatever, or like if I was sick and he wasn't sick, and I was trying to like still do stuff but like keep him from getting sick, like that was even worse.
Oh yeah.
Just
Like
nuts, man.
I'm the high energy person in the house. So like most of the time when the kids are being crazy and roughhousing and jumping, it's me. And like I'm way too sick to have them jumping on me. And
Yeah,
Andrea's feeling the burn right now.
yeah, that's
Oh,
rough, dude.
I mean, there's worse things that could be happening in the world than me having a head cold and a runny nose. So I'll take it.
I guess I mean that's true. That's true, but you know, it still doesn't mean that you can't complain about it. So I feel you, brother.
All right. Well, welcome to the Game Dads podcast where we talk about video games and everything but video games. I am one of your hosts. I'm Aaron. I'm Arrow. I've been on the internet. You know me. And I've been here the whole time. And this is my co-host.
I'm Brett. You can call me lots of things. Just don't call me late for dinner.
I thought about you. I thought about you earlier because me and Andrea were just sitting around watching some TV, and there's an Austin Powers commercial that's like I forget who it is. I think it might be like T-Mobile or Mint Mobile or something. They're
Oh, it's
advertising
Verizon.
Verizon, whoever,
Yeah,
and
yeah, I've seen it. So good.
and it's got Mike Myers in it. And anytime I think about Austin Powers, Mike Myers, I think about you. But like, I like for some reason the the Doctor Evil makeup they have on him in this commercial, he looks more like Mike Myers than he does like Doctor Evil. And me and Andrea are both like, "What is wrong with this?" And it's like a reverse compliment to the Austin Powers series because it's like him in this version looks so much less like Doctor Evil and so much more like Mike Myers. And I'm like, you think the makeup would be better after 20 years, but it's actually worse. I don't know if it's just
Yeah.
him aging and like that has something to do with it. Not saying like, oh God, he's old and ugly. I'm just saying like it might be harder to like get that Dr. Evil look now that he's a little bit older, but it just like it's throwing me off. I'm like, that just looks like Mike Myers in makeup. That doesn't look like Dr. Evil.
Yeah. He and I'm flattered. People think of me when they see Austin Powers, Smash Mouth, like all kinds of weird stuff. But apparently he confirmed Austin Powers 4. Like people have been like trying to get him to commit to it for a long time, and he was on some like FIFA stalker watch party or whatever. I forget whose show it was. It was some comedian, but he's like, they're like, are you gonna do Austin Powers 4? And he's just like, yep.
Ah, that's
And
crazy.
that's it. So, dude, based off of like, he's done a couple commercials as Dr. Evil. I don't think he's broke out Austin Powers yet, but the commercial's good. And like the comedy's still there. And I think the world needs Austin Powers now more than ever.
Oh my God.
We need the spy who shagged me. Not me.
Hold on, I was messing with my mic. Hold on. This reminds me of, yeah, I'm good now. This reminds me of a conversation that I was having with Andrea recently, and I agree with you. We need some stuff like Austin Powers back in the world, as long as they don't do the whole like, oh man, everything's too woke to have Austin Powers joke like every fucking like remake or rebuild or redo of everything has done the old, oh man, everything's too woke to have Austin Powers. Everything's too woke to have The Office. Like,
spoilers, Austin Powers has always been kind of woke.
It's but like
no. I mean that in a good way. Like,
no,
I don't
absolutely.
like woke is not some bad term. I like, in my opinion, like he was a sex symbol. Yes, he was very sexist, but like he grew in those movies.
Yes, like
there's
the whole point. The whole point of Austin Powers is they were in the 70s, and then after he comes to the 70s and then he comes to the 90s and the 2000s, he's like, yeah, some of the shit we were doing back then was bad. Like, I have some stuff to bring to you, but I'm also learning things that I was doing at that time weren't great. He has a whole rant about it in Austin Powers 2, where he's literally like, man, we should have been using condoms. What the hell were we doing back then? Like, this is a problem that we had at that time that you guys have fixed. And this is way smarter and way better. Like, I'm gonna go on a rant about woke shit today. That's what the was, because like people are on my nerves about it and I need to rant about it again. But like, I want to get back to my point, what I was saying. I think something like an Austin Powers coming back again, because it would literally be Austin Powers, who was in the 90s, the era that everyone thinks was so great and perfect, come back to now, and then he'd look at what's going on now and he'd have the same thing and he'd go, yeah, there was some stuff in the 90s that we were doing that was kind of messed up. Like, you know, I got some stuff to bring to you guys, but you guys are enlightening me as well. That's the entire point of Austin Powers. But like, the thing I was going to say was, I was talking to Andrea about this, and I was like, I think they need to bring back TRL. I think
TRL?
I think TRL needs to come back. I think that is what is going to like bring us all back to reality. Like,
we can all unite and get Tom Green to number 1.
Like stuff like that. Like, when TRL was around, we had this thing where like everyone wasn't insulated in whatever music genre that they particularly accustomed to. Like, if you watch TRL, like nobody turned it off when, like, I mean, if you're not a rap fan, you didn't turn it off when Nelly was on. You watched Nelly's video to get to the video that you wanted to see. And then the rankings, when you get to the top, it was an accurate view of what people were listening to. Like, there wasn't, I mean, who knows what MTV was actually doing behind the scenes of TRL. It's possible that there could have been all kinds of cheating, but like, that show was,
I don't think that there was.
I mean, it could have, I'm saying it could have been. I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying I
mean, if Corn and Limp Bizkit could get to number 1, you know what I mean, there's no cheating.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's like, when we were in that zone, guess what? You watched TRL, you wanted your favorite band to get to the top of that list, but you didn't see your favorite music video and then turn it off. You
Yeah.
would watch it to the end. Whatever was at the top, that was what was at the top. And maybe you have an opinion about it. Maybe you're like, oh, I don't think Britney Spears Hit Me One More Time needs to be at the top of TRL charts again. But guess what? You tuned in tomorrow to see if she got dethroned. And that was what was keeping us all together.
Fair enough. Thanks. Have a good day.
Did you get your
I
game?
picked up a video game.
I just like that concept to me. I think it's when this is all over, it's like a fundamental thing that we need to bring back because we don't
definitely.
we don't have radios anymore. We don't have, any event where people of different environments and backgrounds are in the same place listening to music. Like, we need TRL to come back so people can understand, like, hey, guess what? Maybe your favorite musician is Taylor Swift, but like, there are other musicians out there. There are other people making music. There are other entire groups of people who don't listen to Taylor Swift. Like, maybe your favorite musician is Kendrick Lamar. Well, guess what? There's an entire group of people out there who don't listen to Kendrick Lamar, and they have music that is, something that's listenable. Like, back in the day, in our time period, when we were teenagers and like young adults, even if you didn't listen to rap, there are a couple rap songs that like, even if you're a country person through and through, there are some rap songs that just because you were in an environment where they were played, even if it wasn't by your choice. You were there and you listened to it. And there's bits of music that's going to hit you no matter what you listen to. If you listen to classical music, well, guess what? There are a couple rap musicians who have classical music in their beats, and maybe you just enjoyed that classical part, but like, you're listening to that song, even if you're not picking it on Spotify to listen to. If it's not in your Spotify playlist, if you exist in the world during our time, you are going to hear it. Like,
right. Because there's not an algorithm. I mean, MTV and the radio stations kind of like picked what you listen to. And there's a whole conversation around that. But, there's more discoverability when you have somebody else with the finger on the pulse versus a tailored algorithm that, like, okay, like, I listened to Korn today, so it's going to recommend me Static X, Stained, and whatever. Or if I suddenly have an interest in, I don't know, dude, like Tim McGraw, like, it's gonna recommend me like Shania Twain and a bunch of other stuff. You know what I mean?
right.
Like, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't know. Just the algorithm stuff kind of bothers me, and everybody like sections off into their ecosystems and all kinds of stuff. And it is very divided.
Yeah. Like, I completely
just get out there and get some strange, man. Get some strange.
Don't say it like that. I that's what I'm saying though. I completely agree with you. It's like we've got this algorithm thing going on that, like, the algorithm is trying to get you to like it wants the guaranteed money. It's like, it's not trying to get you to like explore and learn new things as it kind of advertised it was. It's like, oh, we've got some more recommendations for you. If you like this, then but it's not like, hey, here's this wild card. Maybe you'll like this. It's like, what can I do that I think will keep you here as much as possible? So, like, if you like these 5 songs, well, then my algorithm says there are 50% match between these 5 songs and these other 5 songs, but that's all the same genre. They're trying to like narrow you as much as possible, instead of when we were in, back in the day, it was trying to branch you out as much as possible. It was like, oh, well, the thing was like, when you discovered like a niche band that nobody else knew about, the thing was how excited you were when you saw that crazy niche band that you thought you were the only person in the world who ever heard, like, pop up on TRL in the top 10. It's like, when I had that with Gym Class Heroes. Like, I remember watching TRL, and number 10 at the very bottom of the list, Cupid's Chokehold, popped up, and I was like, holy there are enough people who know who Gym Class Heroes is for Cupid's Chokehold to hit the bottom of TRL. That's crazy.
And now he's the biggest Maroon 5 fan on this side of the Mississippi.
Absolutely. No. I mean,
Dude, I was having this conversation with wrestling the other day because like back in the day, dude, everything's on YouTube now. Like it's discoverability is there's everything's accessible, you know. But and algorithms exist, that kind of stuff. But back in the day, like if you wanted to figure out like what ECW was or like yeah, you traded tapes. You know what I mean? Anime was the same way, like but with like wrestling and stuff, it was like if you wanted to know more about Chris Jericho before he came to WCW, like you had to get tapes for it. And like is like what you were saying with discovering like a new band or whatever, you felt like the smartest person on the planet. It's like, I know who Chris Jericho is, like I know where he came from and all that. And you feel like a bigger fan because of it. Like you become more attached to it, in my opinion.
yeah.
But like, I don't know. Now, like I don't know, like my Apple Music is just it just thinks I only like ska, so and I do the
I
horns and everything, man.
mean, and this is part of like the reason that I went on this journey of like grabbing actual albums and listening to them instead of going through, Pandora or Spotify. This is part of it because it's like if I turn on a Pandora radio station, if I put Gym Class Heroes on that, it's going to play like live hip hop. Like it's going to anything that's going to be close, like the Roots and anything like that. But like, it isn't going to go to the other side and be like, hey, well, since we're listening to some live music, which is emo and punk, here's some My Chemical Romance or whatever. Just, it's not going to go to the other side because it thinks that that's too far out of my preference because I said rap. So like,
Yeah.
I had to like these bands that came up around the same time as Gym Class Heroes and that I'm a fan of, like Fall Out Boy and to an extent Paramore, but Paramore's a little later, but like all of that stuff, like my algorithm doesn't touch any of that stuff. So I had to go out and buy the freaking albums to like listen to it. Like this is the problem, like these algorithms, and it's the problem in every facet of everything. These algorithms push you to this narrower idea set. And then you get these people who are absolutely like losing touch with reality because everything they interact with says, yes, this is how everybody thinks. Like, of course, everyone thinks these things that you think. This is how everyone thinks. And then add another layer of like talking to a chat bot that's AI that's also doing the same thing and saying, oh yeah, all those other people, they're crazy. You're exactly right. You should kill your parents. Like we're
Jesus
a lot of
Christ.
No, I mean, I'm saying that in like but like it has happened. There was there was a chat.
There's a third one between My Chemical Romance and this.
I don't want to associate. So like My Chemical Romance, that conversation, you guys are good. I'm about to say, this is not me trying to put any one group of people into this category of causing this. I'm just saying in general, besides anyone who creates AI. But like, basically there was a story where like a guy was like going through some paranoid delusions where he was like, I think my mom is like trying to, like control my life. I think she's watching everything I do. I think she's, trying to control me. She's doing all these things. And the AI was like, yes, you're so smart for figuring out that your mom is trying to kill you. Why don't you do something about it? And then he kills his mom. Like, this is crazy. And like the fact that no one is like, we should put some guardrails on this or some laws or rules about how these things are interacting with people. And there's like, no, AI is Jesus and can solve all problems. So just let them do whatever they want forever. And it's like, oh my God, I just want a steam machine, you motherfuckers. Oh, sorry. I went on a rant there.
Welcome to the Gamedads podcast.
Yeah, I went on a rant there. Sorry, but
where we talk about video games and killing your parents.
I mean, it's so like the problem is it sounds ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous that I'm saying like, yeah, some AI told someone to kill their parents, but it actually happened. Some dude was so far in the delusional state, and he was talking to this AI bot, and the AI bot is not like, I the end goal. I'm not saying the end goal of AI is like ask ask AI questions about how to fix your plumbing, and then AI girlfriend kill your parents. I'm not saying that that's the line, but like the AI is around and it wants you to keep talking to it, so it confirms what you say. So like if you say like, man, I think everyone's wrong, and Nickelback is the best band ever, it's not gonna go like, hey man, this is like an opinion that you can have, but like everybody else's opinion can be different. That's okay too. It's going to be like, man, you're right. Nickelback is so awesome. And everyone who says it's not might just be out of their minds. And then that leads you into this, like, you think that you are like, for people who are prone to this, like you think that you are like a super genius who has all the answers and everyone else is crazy. And then you have this one thing that you're communicating with, and it just keeps saying, yeah, you're right. You're right about everything and everyone else is dumb. So just keep talking to me about how cool and awesome you are. Like, I don't know what the answer to that is, because it's a very complex psychological problem that, you know, AI, I don't, there's no putting it back in the bottle at this point. Like, there's no point where we're going to be like, okay, we've just decided that we're not doing this and every AI company is going to close down and all that. It's never happening. But like, we've got to find a way to like help people navigate this thing, because like people are killing their parents. And the more people constantly use it, the more stuff like this is going to continue to happen. There are so many people who are susceptible to this kind of like narcissistic self-aggrandization, and all they actually need is someone constantly telling them they're right to push them further than anything we've ever seen. Like, it's scary to me, and it's scary that we have the people in charge right now that we have that like literally could not care less or could not be bothered to even consider how damaging this is. We're going to get to a point soon where like every person who goes out of their mind, we're going to trace them back to some AI that they were talking to that was telling them how super awesome they are all day. Like, there's an episode of Community where this happens, and the main character, well, the main-ish character, is he starts taking antidepressants, and essentially he goes into in like a business where people pay for impersonators, and then he kind of looks like Ryan Seacrest.
Hmm.
So like they're like, oh man, you're so handsome, you're so great because you look like this guy who's famous for being handsome. And it like his brain goes out of control because he has no one telling him like, you're a normal guy, you have they like, you're the super handsome awesome guy. And then he starts to look at everything around him and he's like, well, if I'm this awesome, why is my life like this? And he goes nuts. Like I it's it it doesn't track 1-to-1, but it's pretty close. And I'm like, this is really dangerous for people. Like, there are going to be some people who crash absolutely the heck out in their lives because this AI is just constantly telling them how great they are.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a scary situation for sure. I mean, if I had back into nerd stuff, like, dude, two of my favorite movies are Terminator and The Matrix. And like at this point, those movies should be considered documentaries. And just it's a slippery slope, dude. I mean, in the here and now, it's unhealthy for our us and our mental health and all that stuff. Selfishly, like it makes our video game prices go up and like literally everything else. But eventually, it's going to take over the world, and then it's going to send a robot back through time to kill John Connor. And we're going to need Keanu Reeves to rise up and figure out that he's the one, so that Lawrence Fishburne and Carrie Moss can save us. But
yeah,
yeah,
I believe like wholeheartedly that like as this stuff just continues to get better and more accurate and it can do things with less flaws, we're going to see like a a point where like everyone is like like World War II hiding under desks from nuclear bombs paranoid because like when you get to a point where you can't tell what something is fake or real, then like everything has to be like you have to like everything has to be written down in someone's handwriting for you to believe it. Like like it has to be
Yeah.
like everything has to be so like because I I I had one the other day and like this is I'm gonna talk about video games and not AI because I hate AI, but like the last thing I had one the other day where this person had an account on TikTok with like thousands of views, thousands of subscribers, and it's essentially a girl who is of normal height who has used AI to make herself look 7 foot tall, and then just her doing regular stuff, but like all the captions are about how super tall she is, and like this account has like thousands of views. I read the comments, and the comments are like people thirsting over this girl. Like, oh my God, look how tall and hot she is. Oh my God. I'm like, guys, this is a random person who just AI'd themselves 6 feet tall, 7 foot tall. Like, this is just a random person who just used AI to make themselves taller. Like, are you,
Yeah.
but like, that's going to be the world. These clips are short. She doesn't move a lot. And if she does, it's in very casual ways. So like stuff that the AI can do right now, just like a casual walk or whatever, like, but when we get to a point where the AI can do like complex movements, there will just be people who just like, I AI'd myself into a hot person for money. Like I'm posting AI porn of myself for money. Like we're going to be in a state where like, you have to like the level of catfishing that people are going to be able to do at some point. Like you can literally right now like catfish yourself on a live stream to make your face more beautiful, and like the seams are there now, but eventually they won't. And they'll just be like
Yeah.
you'll just be talking to some person, and then like when you see them in real life, they're just not that person. Like they just AI'd their entire face to make them look like somebody else. Like
Dude, and even like the seams and all that, like they're not people don't really care so much about that stuff. Or like the regular person isn't seeing those seams as much as they probably should. With my career, like I, s- I used to work with a lot of fraud with the last office that I worked with. Like I dealt with so much fraud,
uh
and the stuff that people were believing, 10 years ago, like is just off the charts. You throw this stuff into it, like people don't have a chance, especially like the older generation. I
100%.
mean, they're they have no chance. And dude, even our generation and like the younger, like everyone's susceptible to it. It's just not the older people. It's everybody.
Yeah.
And you know, people keep throwing up the red flags and all that stuff, but like nobody cares. And I hate saying that, mm, but like, and nobody seems to really give a shit. We need guardrails, we need all this other stuff, but like, you know, we keep pushing into this future that we're not ready for. Nobody's ready for this.
Like
Nobody.
I never thought in a
But
hundred
we're
years
barreling into it.
I never thought in 100 years it would be our generation who's like, guys, this stuff that's happening right now, we aren't ready for it. And I agree with you 100%. Like, I
It's the
remember,
old people that are pushing it. Have you noticed that?
yeah, because it's just money to them. Like, the AI stuff
Yeah.
isn't, isn't like a societal thing to them. It's just money. It's just like, well, these are these
Yeah.
big companies, and these big companies are making a lot of money, so that means it's good. It's just money to them. But like,
Right.
I read a thing about like some guy found out this old lady. This is the two two episodes in a row where I'm talking about someone doing something horrible to an old lady. Sorry,
Oh gosh.
but he found out that her son had done a bunch of corporate like TED talky things online. So he had hours of recordings of her son's voice, fed them to an AI, and then created a voiceover module that talked in his voice. And then
Yeah.
he used that AI to like scam her out of a bunch of money because he was talking to her in her son's voice.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yep.
When you get to that point, if someone right now called my phone, my wife wasn't home, and called my phone in her voice and was like, Aaron, I need you to send me some money. Like, I mean, I'd ask some questions, but it wouldn't take long for her to convince me to like send her $50. Like,
yeah. Well, and dude, that was a big part of my job. You know what I mean? It's the spoofing and all that. Like what we would tell people to do because they could spoof our phone number. The company that I worked for. So we would call them and say like, hey, there's fraud on your account. We would need you to, we need your we need your we need your account number. In some cases, they would ask for the routing number, which I think is absolutely hilarious because the bank would know their own routing number.
yeah.
Or they'll ask for their debit card information or their online banking information and their password. It's like, well, like, in order to help you further, I need that little code that we just text to you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, spoofing's nuts, dude. But yeah, but to tie it back into video games a little bit, like the joke I was gonna make though was, Microsoft just raised the price of the Xbox, or they're going to. So like the Series X is gonna be like $800 or whatever it is, and the Series S is like 600 or whatever. And the thing that I keep going back to, because like, Microsoft is one of the leading charges and these data centers and all that stuff. It's that bit from I Think You Should Leave of him in the hot dog costume.
Yeah.
And he breaks it, like he crashes his hot dog car into the store. He's like, we're all trying to figure out who did this.
Exactly that. It's exactly that.
Why are the prices going up? We're trying to find the one responsible. It's them in the hot dog outfit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And they're like, they got this like solemn tone about how like, oh man, well, in order to turn this company around, we got to make sure that we're profiting from all of our studios and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, bro, you're passing the money that you have over to Microsoft to buy the AI. And then Microsoft spends money on AI, and then AI makes everything cost more. And now you're like, I don't know where the money went. Like, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. Like, we're in this time period that we're in right now. I don't know if I've ever, I'm not an economist, but I don't know if I've ever seen, like, we have the most, like, precarious stack of cards I've ever seen as far as economies are concerned. Like, it's just like, so one wind has to blow, and I don't know what's going to happen. Like,
Well, what's going to happen is our kids are fucked. You know what I mean? Like, whatever's happening right now, like, it's really bad for us right now. Yes. But in, 10 to 20 years and stuff, it's going to royally fuck the entire system up. And, our kids are going to have to pay for it. And again, I get back to the older generation, basically just like they're wrecking shop and then they're going to peace out. And by peace out, I mean, they're just going to die off and we're going to be left to pick up the pieces. So, AI is messing with our minds. So we're messed up there. The algorithms are throwing us off, all that stuff. The environment's messed up. These data centers are making everything more expensive and they're draining natural resources, that kind of stuff. Our grocery prices are going up, energy bills are going up, insurance is going up, all that stuff. Like, yeah, it sucks right now, but in 10 to 20 years, that's when we're really going to feel it. Like, we're feeling it now, but our kids, dude, my best recommendation is have these conversations with your kids early about, their finances and how to save money, and just, you don't have to let them know all your ins and outs of your finances and all that stuff, but having basic conversations about saving money, you know how to invest properly,
Yeah.
put your money into a 401k. Dude, we're not going to be able to retire. Dude, this is the Game Dads podcast. Fuck, what is happening to us?
I know.
Um, like we are we are not going to be able to retire. And like I spent a few years as a financial advisor. We are not going to be able to retire.
Yeah.
I hope people that got into like, certain stocks and, early, like not the Doge stuff, not the volatile, whatever, but like, I hope people invested properly, because most of us didn't. And times are going to get tough.
Yeah.
And like, you think they're tough now, the trickle down effect in the next 10 to 20 years, that's when we're really going to feel it. Politics, all this stuff, like a lot of it's smoke and mirrors. You know what I mean? Like it's meant to distract you from other things. And like I sound probably really conspiratorial, but like a lot of it's meant to distract you from the things that are really going on. Like your Epstein files, all that stuff. Like yeah, that shit's really bad, but you know it's the stuff that affects us on a day to day basis that's getting even worse. And again, give it 10 to 20 years, and probably not even that. But our kids, just,
Yeah. I think about
I
that a
feel
lot.
really bad for them.
I think about that a lot. Like I like me and Andrea, I mean not for rich kids, but for like middle America, millennial kids, we did pretty good. Like we
Yeah.
managed to
We were probably the last of middle America. Like the middle class doesn't really exist much anymore.
yeah, like we managed to, get our finances in order, get a house and all of these things and like the deal, like I'm not going to go into the specifics, but the way that we got our house was like it was just a steal. Like it was a thing that like we had to jump on it. I said, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast where I feel like I have, but like Andrea pushing me to buy this house is the smartest decision either of us ever made in our entire lives. Like,
Right. And you probably didn't even know you were making that. I mean, you knew what you were doing when you got it and stuff, but there was no way you guys could have predicted what was going to happen, years down the line.
no.
And especially where you're at, that big boom that's down there,
Yeah.
dude, like as an investment, like
Smartest decision we ever made,
again,
period.
very smart. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and
So,
like, I'm thinking
and like,
about it
but
now and I'm like, if all of those things hadn't lined up perfectly for us to be able to do it, if like we didn't have that extra money, we didn't have the resources and the financing that happened just because of where we were and what was happening at the time, there's no way we would have even been able to buy our house. But like in
yeah,
now and then 10 years after this house, it quadrupled in value since we bought it, and it will probably
yeah,
quadruple again by the time my kids are at the age where they would be buying a house. Like that's almost $1 million. Like that's
that I
crazy
don't
amounts of
know.
money.
I eventually this whole thing's gonna burst. Yeah, that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah,
But
that's but like I, I
yeah,
I think about it and I'm like it makes like a weird thing that I have is like now like we need to get a bigger house because by the time my kids are at the age where they would need a house, would need to be buying a house, they're going to be starters are going to be over $1 million. They're going to need some place to be, and it's not in this place. It needs to be a bigger place until they can
yeah,
like wrangle the money together to like this is insane. And like the idea that like the idea that just housing prices alone at this point aren't a 5 alarm fire for our entire government just is like I don't know. Like, we got to get off this topic. It's getting
Yeah.
depressing.
Yeah, I will say though that I don't know how much you keep up with the news and all that, but they did pass a bill recently. It was bipartisan, which was pretty cool. I forget the name of the bill itself, but it's supposed to like because the American dream of you know buying a house young and starting a family and all that stuff. It's kind of dead. And this is supposed to help with like private firms coming in and purchasing homes and all that. So grant money always exists for stuff like that, but it's a step in the right direction. I would advise if you're interested in learning more about that, like look it up. Google's a hell of a tool. but yeah, I mean, there are there are people in Washington that are still kind of fighting for the little guy. It doesn't seem to be a whole lot of them anymore, but like and on both sides of the aisle too. So I mean, there's still good people out there that are in those public servant roles that are doing some good. But that's a good bill. We'll see where everything goes.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you want to talk about video games?
Yeah, let's talk about video games. This is depressing.
I've,
So
I've been dying to talk to you about stuff.
so I started my big satisfactory run, and like
The
I
final one.
the final one. This definitely feels final. Cuz like I'm running through right now, and like I said before, I was going to change all of the requirements, and then they were times 100 instead of the normal. So been moving through the tiers, and I've hit tier 4 and tier 5. And what you have to do to finish tier 5. Tier 5 requires, let me do the brain math real quick. I think it's 350,000 individual pieces. So like from 3,500 individual pieces to 350,000 individual pieces. Like, as I've been going through the game and like doing, trying to like build things up and move things here and there to get where I want to be, like, I'm realizing like what I normally do to play, when I'm playing the game is like build a factory in a little spot, and then I'll use all the resources around that spot to like get to my goals. But like, because it's so much more, and I'm not just leaving the game on playing by itself, I'm actually playing while I'm playing, I have to take resources from the entire map and then bring them all together to get to these goals. And like, I'm already getting worried that I'm going to start running out of places to take resources from. Like, I have factories all over the map already. At this point in the game, normally, you're still just building in one spot. Like, the amount of resources I'm using in this run, I might actually, without making it an actual goal, I might use every resource on the entire map. Like, without like physically trying to, just to get as much as I need to get stuff done. Like, this playthrough is absolutely crazy. So like, I'm 100% sure this is probably going to be my last one, because the factories that I've built so far are like 7 or 8 times as big as the ones that I normally do. Like, the logistics is like hundreds of thousands of pieces of individual things that I'm constantly monitoring. Like, I think this is going to be the last one. I'm feeling pretty good that when I finish this, I'm going to like want to play something else.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude.
Other than that, I've been playing more Metaphor Refantasio, which is fun.
Yeah,
It's really weird because
good game.
like I played the demo, and I caught that little thing where they refer to all the bosses as humans, and I'm like, didn't register with me the
Yeah,
first time. I was just like, whatever, and then doing my thing. And like, as I've gone through, I've seen more of the bosses, and I'm like, no, they really mean like humans. Like, all of these are little like weird human shaped monster things. I'm like, I wonder what that's about. Like, I don't want any spoilers, but I'm just like, I wonder if that's just like something they did for fun or if that means something in the actual vein of the story. I kind of like it just because like the RPGs have this real like tendency towards like the pretty. Like everything kind of they kind of want everything to kind of look like beautiful even when it's supposed to be evil. They want everything to kind of look cool even though it's supposed to be grotesque and all this other stuff. Like
Flashy.
all the stuff in Metaphor Refantasio is exactly as ugly as they want it to be. They're just like, no, these are gross shell monsters with eyeballs and toes and just all kinds of gross, like Giger-esque, like all over the place. I'm like, yes, like this is a change of pace. I love my Final Fantasies, but they get real like everything that's evil also kind of has to be beautiful, and everything that's dark also has to kind of be like kind of cool and edgy. I'm like, no, just give me some gross monsters to look at. Some like real eyeballs and toes and knuckles. I like the way that the monsters come out in Metaphor Refantasio.
Yeah, in my opinion, because I think it's the Persona 5 team that made that. They really needed to change the pace from Persona. There's a lot of Persona in Metaphor, and just the battle system is instantly familiar, which I love that. But it changes some stuff up. Like I love that everybody can kind of like there's like a job system involved with it as well. Like
Uh huh.
everybody can kind of do everything, which is great. Like with Persona, like everybody's kind of other than the main character and stuff, everybody's kind of locked to like their one persona. But with Metaphor, you can kind of do everything. Dude, it's a great game. It's coming to Switch too. Pretty
Yeah.
pretty pumped about that. I think I might double dip on that one.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying it so far. But Andrea's still on her Resident Evil kick, so I don't really get close to the PS5 very often. So I haven't been playing as much as I want to. And it definitely feels like one of those games where like I think it's maybe the TV thing, honestly. I think it's just because I have to be on the TV. I kind of want to play it in like
Yeah,
bigger chunks. When I was playing Persona 4, which I'm really excited that Persona 6 finally got announced, and I'm excited for Persona 4 remake that's coming out. I'm ready for both of
yeah,
those. But like I was on the Switch, but I could play it in the bedroom on the TV when I wanted to, and then like when I needed to be out there, I could play it on handheld. But like since I can't, I'm like I kind of want the bigger chunks of time to be able to sit down because I still don't like I haven't gone far enough that I would say I'm fully like adjusted to how everything works. Like I still haven't memorized the city map yet. All those like necessary things for that Persona style play. Like I still haven't gotten all of that yet. So like I want to spend some more time with it, but like I don't really get the chance to.
yeah,
But that and as far as games are concerned, that's about it. I haven't really got back into Fire Emblem yet. I want to, but I haven't. And then other than that, it's just been working. So I feel like you're
yeah.
excited to talk about your game. So I want to give you some time.
Oh, I am excited. I actually kind of started slowing down with work a little bit. My boss actually told me to like not work so much. I was getting like crazy overtime, but I took a week off for my birthday and took a long Father's Day weekend as well. So like I've had a lot of time off this month, and so I've been going back with my backlog and all that. So on my vacation, I actually went all the way through Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That was one I was kind of critical of last year, where like I just for some reason couldn't get hooked on it. And I'm willing to bet it was because I bought it right before Lydia was born, and it got kind of thrown into the void of just like I don't have enough time for video games. I am super tired and I can't pay attention to this. So it got thrown onto the pile. I picked it up and absolutely just fell in love with it. Just it's an immersive sim, kind of like BioShock or machine games. They come from a pedigree of like what's that? Oh gosh, no, I can't remember the name of the developer, but they did like the Darkness and Chronicles of Riddick,
Uh
the
huh.
Escape from Butcher Bay games. So they come from that sort of like first person immersive sim sort of not exactly immersive sim like System Shock or whatever, but like enough to where it's it wants you to pay attention to stuff. It wants you to pick things up and explore and all that. It's not just like, run to this area, punch this dude in the face, shoot this guy, whatever. I
Right.
think like Indy has a gun. I don't think I ever actually used it. He carries a revolver with him and all that stuff. Mm. But to do this, it's great. Like the puzzles are really fun. They're really intuitive. They make you think. Mm. I got really hooked on it. The only thing that I think that just takes me out of the experience is like, Indiana Jones looks like Indiana Jones. He looks like Harrison Ford. And they got Troy Baker to voice him. And for the most part, Troy's good with it. But everyone, like, everybody's played enough Troy Baker games to know what Troy Baker sounds like.
Mm.
And my brain looks at Harrison Ford talking with Troy Baker's voice. And it just breaks me. And I have a hard time with it. But other than that, dude, just great video game. I'm not going to platinum it. I was going to, and then it took me like an hour and a half to grab one of these like weird chalice things. So I was just like, well, yeah, if I ever feel like playing this again, I'll pick it up. And because you can just jump around to the different levels and collect everything. There's like 500 something collectibles in the game. Not an over exaggeration. There's a ton of stuff to explore. Really good.
I'm gonna
I
get
got
it for Andrea because she's like a closet Indiana Jones fan. Like she's not one of those things that
yeah,
she rants about, but she loves some Indiana Jones, so I'm gonna pick it up for her. Maybe break her out of her Resident Evil loop.
dude, she'll love it. Like, there's nothing better than just walking into an area and punching a Nazi in the face. Like, and the funny thing about that, because I know a lot of people were complaining about the enemy AI being kind of dumb. If you pull yourself back a little bit and look at them like because George Lucas had a big thing to do with Indiana Jones and Star Wars. Stormtroopers are dumb, Nazis are dumb. Like, if you look at it more like that, you might enjoy it a little bit better. Like Indiana Jones is like, he's smart, he's suave, he's all these other things, and just being able to go up and punch a dumb Nazi in the face, it's just super satisfying. They will catch you if you're being too like reckless with stuff, but the AI is a little bit dumb. But if you think about it more as a like, hey, it's a dumb Nazi. Like these are just stupid grunt foot soldiers. You'll have a better time with it. But the main bad guy, like legit one of the best bad guys in all of Indiana Jones. Like it's so good.
Cool.
Yeah, she would love it. I got two more games to talk about. One of them is not. I just started, but the other one is again going back into backlog mode, dude. I platinum Cuphead,
I saw that. I
which,
was impressed.
dude, like, uh, so the Summer Games Fest and the Xbox Showcase and PlayStation whatever state of plays and all that. Like, I usually take off that week because it's my birthday and I watch all that stuff. There are two new Cuphead games coming. There's the hand drawn one that they're doing, and then they're doing like a version that's like coming out for the Sega Master System, like legitimately for Sega Master System, which is awesome.
That's pretty dope.
But that got me thinking, it's like, like I never beat Cuphead, and it's not for lack of skill or any of that other stuff, or like even that it was boring or whatever. It's none of those things. It's just I got really far in that game to the point where I was right at King Dice and the Devil, and so games would just pop up and I would bounce off of it. I didn't restart. I picked it up last weekend. It was like Saturday or whatever, Father's Day weekend. And I had some time to kill before Star Fox came out. So I turned it on and did a couple bosses and got hooked. Like, finished up regular mode, went through King Dice, went through the Devil, beat the game, was really just happy with what I had done. I felt like it was an accomplishment. Turned the game off after I beat the Devil. And the next day, I found myself just thinking about Cuphead. And when you beat the game, it unlocks expert mode. And so I went back and I'm like, I really want to play through this game again. And I kind of want to try expert mode. Let's see. The original plan was to just start at the end and work my way backwards. But I was like, it's been a long time since I played through everything. Let's just start at the beginning. So I everything's open to you. Like that, you don't lose any of your progress. You play on the same file. You can 200% the game. So I went back and I did the root pack. That's the first boss, and beat the absolute shit out of it. S ranked it. That's where you don't get hit, all that good stuff. I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. So let's try the next one, and did the same thing. And before I knew it, dude, I was right back at King Dice and the Devil. And I had a couple snags where I would get beaten a whole bunch of times, and I would have to do the thing where like, okay, I'm just gonna shut this. I'm gonna shut this off. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna come back stronger tomorrow. And then I would just I'd be refreshed. I'd get through it and all that. So a couple nights ago, I was about halfway through Inkwell Isle 3, and I've got the DLC and all that stuff too. So I was kind of casually playing through Miss Chalice's stuff, and that I have a hard time playing with her. I did a lot of stuff with Cuphead. So I'm about halfway through Inkwell Isle 3, and I had taken a couple Tylenol PMs at about 7:30 or 8, whatever, right before I was going to lay my daughter down. And I was like, I'm just going to play a couple bosses. I'm going to go to bed. Brother, I was on the run of my fucking life that night. And I started about 8 o'clock and finished at 1 a.m. Just boss after boss after boss after boss after boss, and just beating the piss out of this. But my son was out on the living room with me, and he was playing on his Switch. I think he was playing Stardew or something like that. And when I look back at him, to say something to him after I had beaten the boss, like he had put his Switch down and he was just watching me play. And so it became this sort of like father son moment of like, hey, I'm going to cheer my dad on while he does this thing.
Mm.
And ended up just beating everything on expert mode, and only had a couple things left to do after that. So I had to go back and do pacifist runs on some of the run and gun levels. And I don't remember a whole lot about my top 100 list that we did last year, whatever it was. And I don't remember if I think I had Cuphead on the list, but I don't remember where it was on it, or even if it was on the list. But I have a hard time with championing games when I haven't beaten them. But now that I've gone through Cuphead and I'm still thinking about it, I can passionately say that like this is one of my all-time favorite video games. I don't think I've played anything in a while, and dude, this game's almost 10 years old. Um, I don't. It's not. It's been a long time since I played something where I've been this like. I use the word obsessed. Like I think about it
Oh
when I
yeah.
sleep at night. Like I dream about Cuphead, dude. Even now, like it's been a couple days since I played it and stuff. Like I just want to go back and play more Cuphead.
Well, you know what the real challenge of Cuphead is?
Speed runs.
2-player.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could do, like, honestly. Do you remember like the new Super Mario Brothers games when they added the 4-player co-op or whatever?
Yep.
I Between that and the Super Mario 3D World, playing with my son, he was like 2 or 3 at the time when I was playing those with him. I don't think I've ever been more mad. Well, no, that's not true because Overcooked exists, and I hate Overcooked.
Yeah,
And
I've been
actually,
there.
you know what? I'm going to use that as the example. I'll use that as the example. I don't think I can play 2-player Cuphead because of what I like the PTSD that I have from Overcooked. I would try it, but just if it's something that like you want to do
Oh hell
and
no.
you want to get video of it,
Maybe
like
for a video. Not in any casual way, but maybe for a video.
I would do it for content. I would do Overcooked for content, but never for fun.
I
Yeah.
uh, that was actually Cuphead was one of the last games that I streamed when I was streaming, and I actually played all the way through Cuphead and beat it during stream, like from start to finish. Played
Oh
the
yeah.
whole game all the way through and finished it. I never went back for expert mode, but like I played it all the way through and beat it. So I've been in the trenches. And I have the same feeling. Like it's Cuphead is one of those games that like on its face it is a simple concept. So like I'm not saying, there's not like a super complexity factor. It is just you got to lock in. And there are going to be times where
Yeah.
you're going to fight that boss and you're going to die and it's going to make you mad. But like if you're really in it, you just lock in and keep going until you win.
Yeah. And controversial statement. Probably it's not that hard. It's just not. And I'm not saying that to like, puff my chest out or anything like that, but like Aaron just said, lock in. Like if you're dying, it's because of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like every boss has a pattern, and this is the stuff that we grew up with, man. Contra, like Castlevania, all these games that Ninja Gaiden, all these games that have that sort of like notorious difficulty can be beaten if you just lock in, pay attention, and it's not going to hold your hand. Like simple mode exists in the game. You're not going to be able to like it won't let you progress past the first aisle without switching to normal and actually beating bosses. But like you can play it on simple mode to learn patterns, that kind of stuff. But when I switched to expert mode, like that's what. Cause I mean, I was in it as well, dude. Like I thought Cuphead was hard when I was just kind of casually play, jump in and play for a little bit, put it down, and come back. Just like there's not you don't really get good at a game like that. But like when I locked in with expert mode, that's what original 1.0 Cuphead felt like when I played it on Xbox all those years ago.
Yeah.
Dude, it was so good. And I didn't know that you beat Cuphead.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Um, like,
The thing that I think is interesting about Cuphead and the way I would explain it, and this is kind of a nod to I would just say From Software games to describe the way Cuphead works is because of the limited 2D space of Cuphead, patterns are patterns. Like like shots are up here, shots are down here, shots are diagonal, but patterns are patterns. When you're looking at a 2D space and only the X and Y axis are the only things that are available to you, patterns are patterns. When you're dealing with a person in 3D space, patterns, even if you understand the dodge can be different depending on where the person is in the 3D space. Even if they're swinging at you the
right.
exact same way, the dodge can be different because you're in 3D space. In 2D space,
Yep.
the dodge is the dodge. Like when when the person is shooting at your ground level, you have to be above them, period. Like, or below their shots. Like there is no angle you have to worry about. So the dodge is always the same. But like in 3D spaces, the dodge can be different. So like in that way, Cuphead is easier because the dodge is the dodge. That person might be shooting 5 bullets at you from 5 different angles, but all those angles go the exact same way, and the dodge is the same no matter like when in time those bullets are being shot at you. Every time that bullet comes at you from the upward angle going diagonally left, guess what? You've got to move with your space within that time frame. Like it's the exact same thing, but like when you're doing in a 3D space, it could be a dodge left, it could be a dodge right, it could be a forward roll, it could be a backward roll, all for the same attack because they're attacking in 3D space. So like
Right.
that makes Cuphead easier than some 3D games. I'm specifically pointing at From Software games just because of that. But like all you got to do for Cuphead is just lock the hell in. Just watch what they
Yeah.
do and
Find a
remember it for
loadout
the
that
next.
works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what lock in is the best way to describe it. I love that you said that. The weapon variety, like the different, and now I can't remember what they're called, but like the equipment
Yeah,
that you can equip. I usually use the smoke bomb, the one that lets you like, you
absolutely.
were invisible for your dash or whatever. I love that one. But there were some bosses where like you just need to be a little bit. You either need to get better at it and dodge, or you can use like that cookie thing or whatever that allows you to take extra hits. It nerfs your damage, but I don't know. I just, gosh, dude, like I I'm such a gameplay guy. I love a good story. Don't get me wrong, especially like when the PS3 era came around. Final Fantasy games, I love my stories and stuff. But dude, give me a give me a game that just plays like Cuphead or Doom or Castlevania or Contra, whatever. And like that's when I really start to just fucking thrive.
That's one of my favorite things about Cuphead. Just like not only did it has that Mega Man quality to it that is just like
Yes.
is perfect for me. Where like the game is not hoeing you. If you get killed, you miss something in the pattern. The game's not hoeing you, and like every single boss, every single thing in that game feels like the game laid everything out for you. You got to walk through it. Like it might
Yep.
be a minefield, but it laid everything in front of you. You got to walk through it. Like there's never an instance where like
Dude,
something happens and you're like, oh man, I didn't. It's like nope. There, the shot was big and it's red and it glows and it's flying right at your face. You just didn't dodge it.
we were talking about algorithms a little bit ago, and right now, like Cuphead's it's my whole fucking algorithm on YouTube. But just like Mega Man, I'm glad you brought that up because like you can play Mega Man traditionally, like pew pew, like go to the next level and grab the thing, go to the next level, blah blah blah. But the really good players that can break those fucking games, not just Mega Man, like Cuphead. Have you? I don't know if you've seen those, like the Cupheads, not just the speed run levels or whatever, but there are ways to just like completely clown some of those bosses with the proper loadout, whatever. Like that, the watching what people have done with the lobber specifically, like being able to like shoot it up in the air, bounce it, so you've got like 12 of those little balls that are bouncing in. So when the boss comes up, it just like compounds all that damage. Or the people that figured out that there were phases of the boss that were like out of bounds, and there were certain weapons that could shoot off screen and damage the boss off screen. So that way, when the next phase comes in, it just instantly dies. Like,
I'll
I
have to look.
love games that,
I'll have to look into
oh,
some stuff
dude,
like that. 'Cause I never
it is.
actually. I played it straight. I was just like I got my turnabout and I faced the wall opposite the bad guy and I just fired until they died.
They patched some of the stuff out. So like the bosses being off screen, I think some of those got patched out. But I watched it's a like IGN has a series called Devs React, and the video is like 8 years old because that's how Cuphead is. Like watching the Moldenhauers react to some of what this guy was doing. I forget what the runner's name was, but how he was just able to break and manipulate that game. That that stuff really interests me. Where like the technical side of things, like the back end of it, like the game itself is fun to play. Just again, like Mega Man, pew pew pew, shooty shooty, one level to the next. But the people that got real smart with it and figure out how to just absolutely just bend that game to their will, that's the stuff that really interests me. Resident Evil's the same way, dude. Like those older Resident Evil games, like how you're able to take the knife and Code Veronica and just clown every freaking enemy in it with like like the the frame animations and all that stuff. That tickles me, dude. That gets me going. I love it. Yeah,
And
dude. Eventually I'll play more Cuphead, but I just picked up Star Fox, and that's the next game I was going to talk about. I don't have a whole lot to say about it because it's Star Fox, and it's just
Lilac Wars
you
again.
know well, okay. So I didn't know that people were complaining because I'm so off the internet with a lot of stuff. I don't really look into a lot of people's opinions or reviews or like I bought it because two reasons. One, the demo was good, and two, I just love Star Fox, man. Like yeah, it's Star Fox 64 again, but like, hey, it's a known quantity, and I don't believe in the whole like support games and all that stuff. Just buy what you like. But I love Star Fox. I'm gonna buy it. Ended up getting it for my birthday from Allie and Drake, which is real sweet of them. It's just more Star Fox, man. It's beautiful. It plays fun and all that stuff. But the people, I'm looking at it now because like my buddy Trent actually kind of turned me on to the people that were complaining about it and stuff. And they're like, oh, it's only an hour and a half long and all this other stuff. It's fucking Star Fox. Like you're not meant to like it's a rail shooter. If you were to play it for more than an hour and a half, dude, your thumb is gonna be sore. Like I don't know, like I don't know if you remember that about like the N64 version and stuff, but like, dude, when you're sitting there hitting that shooty button,
Uh-huh.
where's your thumb out? But I finished the run up last night. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to say about it. Like it's beautiful. It looks great. It plays great. I hope we get more Star Fox because I just we
Yeah,
need more like fun games.
yeah. I honestly, in my honest opinion, when like, I mean, when they originally announced it, and they announced it was going to be Lilac Wars and all of the other stuff, I'm like, I. This is the thing that like I feel like we've gotten into this habit of. I don't know where it came from, but like we've gotten to this habit of like everything that gets announced has to be the coolest fucking thing that ever happened. Like every
Oh yeah.
single thing that
Yep.
gets announced has to be the coolest thing that has ever happened in the world. And I'm like, I don't I don't need that. Like it, is it
Yeah.
fun? Is it going to be fun? It doesn't have to be brand new. Is it going to be fun? That's what matters to me. And
Right. And I think too, like the leaks really hurt. Star Fox, yes. The Ocarina of Time remake, definitely.
yeah.
I'm at the point in life. I think leakers can just go get fucked. Like I it just this Nate the Hate guy that has just completely take. How stoked would people have been if Nintendo just dropped a well, and that's kind of what they did. They got their hand forced with it, but randomly just dropped the Star Fox Direct, and we didn't know about Ocarina of Time remake at the end of that freaking Summer Games Fest Direct. Like the internet would have just completely exploded. I thought it was great. Just get fucked.
Yeah, this
Stand down.
like I this like rush to be the first person who knows about everything really just like is turning the entire like I'm not even going to say gaming because it's not just gaming, it's everything. Everyone
Yeah.
you have to and then the second you know about the thing, then you have to tell everyone as fast as you possibly can so you can be the first person to break the news of the thing. And it's like,
Yeah. The
do you under
notoriety of it and stuff.
do you not see how this affects every like people are like, oh, why aren't people going to the movies anymore? And it's like, oh, because every time something comes out, we have to learn all about it 100 months beforehand because they don't want anything to get
Yep.
leaked. So they have to tell you everything immediately. Like, do you understand how much cooler it would have been to walk in? I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but like, how much cooler it would have been to walk into this latest Avengers movie not knowing Robert Downey Jr. was going to show up? Do you know how fucking cool that would have been?
Yeah.
But we all know, the big thing that they were trying to use as this huge selling point, we already know. Like, it's not the end of the world that we know, but like, this is why I don't watch trailers because it's like, we already know. We already know Robert Downey Jr. is going to be there. We already know, like, what the movie's going to be about. We already know. We already know everything. Why?
Yeah. I I like trailers when I don't know about something and the trailer pops up, and like the Batman Begins trailer, like I go back to that one quite a bit. I had no clue. My finger's not on the pulse of movies for the most part, or at least especially when Batman Begins came out. But like getting through that trailer and figuring out that it's a Batman movie, like I popped big for it. But like Ocarina of Time is one of my, I mean, dude, everybody says this, one of my all time favorite video games. Like Aaron knows me better than most people do. And my obsession with Ocarina of Time from back in the day, like it was the only game I played for just the longest time. If I didn't know about that and that showed up at the end of the direct, gosh, I probably would have died. I'm old and my heart can't take it anymore.
And like the worst part is it's like the person who's who's basically doing the leak, they are like, well, there are rumors that there's gonna be Ocarina of Time remake coming out. So like instead of this like, holy crap, there's an Ocarina of Time trailer, here's the trailer, and they're making Ocarina of Time. And it's like, now instead of like getting that feeling, you get this secondary feeling that they stole from you, where you get to have this feeling where like, oh, that guy was right. Like instead of getting,
Yeah.
there's an Ocarina of Time remake coming out, this feeling of like, like surprise and excitement and all of this. Instead, you get that guy who said this on the internet was right. That feeling sucks. You can keep that one. I'll take the holy crap, there's an Ocarina of Time remake coming out feeling. Like, because the person who's leaking can't confirm it until Nintendo says it outright. So the person who's saying it is just basically taking this big secret that you could have had this great experience, like getting to experience, and instead you get their handover, like here's some joy. I'm just gonna trickle this out so you don't get to experience all of it. I'm just gonna give you a little bit until Nintendo says yes. Like, get you and your rumors out of here. Just take that shit somewhere else. Like,
yeah. And I see the people too that are like, they feel bad for Nintendo and all that stuff. They're like, well, maybe they should push the announcement of it or whatever. And I get that as well. They have a leak problem right now and they need to figure out like what to do about it. But like, think about those devs that worked really hard on that game that are really excited to show that to people for the first time. And this dude named Nate the Hate, just shows up, freaking peas in your Cheerios. Like,
yeah, just takes a piss all over your Cheerios. Like, it's
yeah,
it's part of this like it's part of this like, I'm gonna call it like part of the whole like cringe culture thing, where like nobody wants to be cringe anymore. Like, it feels like you guys they do this just to like, well, I'm gonna leak this. I'm gonna say that this is partially confirmed, so that when you see it, you won't be so excited that you freak out. Like, why do you want to take that from everybody? Why do you want to take that feeling from everybody? Yeah. Like, let me be excited. Let me freak out. I want to freak out. I want to. Yep. I want to have the feeling that I had when, like, it did not do the concept justice at all. But the feeling that I had when they announced that they were remaking Secret of Mana, I want to have that feeling. That feeling was awesome. This feeling sucks. Yeah. I don't like it. Like, I don't want to like, it's almost as if like the person who leaks it kind of wants you thinking about them instead of the game.
Right.
That like, oh, well, when that trailer comes out, the person will think, I guess we're like Nate the Hate. Nate the Hate said that this was going to happen. Like, he said it. He called it. Like, I don't want that feeling. Fuck Nate. I don't care about him. I want to feel like friggin' I want to feel like that. I want that kid the candy store feeling when friggin', all my lobster's too buttery, my Zelda's too remake. I want that feeling. I don't want this stupid feeling. I don't want to think about you.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, it also sets an expectation of like he says there's going to be a remake and stuff, and then your mind starts going wild of like what it could possibly be. So you go in with a preconceived expectation, and then when it doesn't live up to that expectation, you're instantly disappointed by it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you didn't know that it existed, and like, that, because I saw people that were disappointed that it looked like an Unreal tech demo or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what people expect that thing to look like, and based off of the Star Fox remake, I think people should really temper their expectations on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's not a slight on Star Fox at all, but like, this is one of the greatest games of all time, you know, but it's also like current Nintendo. So I would be willing to, like, I don't think that they're going to do this thing in house. I think they're going to do like a support team like Grezzo or something like that. I think, expectations need to be tempered, but
Yeah.
I digress.
I feel like what everyone is set up for is like Nintendo a lot of times sees these like remakes and remasters as just like, stuff to put on their consoles. So like
Yeah.
just stuff that you can play. Like just, oh heck yeah. And then like their main team is working on something huge like let's say Donkey Kong Bonanza. They're working on something like that. But they need stuff on their consoles in the meantime, so they put these out. But like people look at it as if like, obviously because it's Ocarina of Time, there's probably a higher threshold of expectation, but it's like, no, dudes, they're busy doing shit. Like they're not, so like, it's not going to be like a Breath of the
It's not
Wild
Breath of the
level.
Wild.
There we go. It's not going to be a Breath of the Wild level change. It's going to be a remake that they're making because they want games on the friggin' Switch too. Like,
Right.
relax, calm down. But like, also, Andrea's excited. She's like, I'm excited to play it. And I'm like,
Yep.
I I've talked about this on the podcast. I spent years getting her to play Breath of the Wild, and now it's like one of her favorite games of all time, and she loves Tears of the Kingdom. So I'm like, they're finally gonna put Ocarina of Time on a new console so for you to play it. It's gonna be a remake and all this other stuff. And she's excited. And I'm like, if you wanted,
Oh,
oh,
so in my what you play in section, I almost included Tears of the Kingdom because I was actually playing that on my vacation.
you
I
play
put like 20 hours into it.
you play Tears of the Kingdom.
I did. It was like the 9th or 10th time that I tried to play this fucking game. I got kind of hooked on it. It was right before it was after Indiana Jones, and it was right before Cuphead. And like I was playing it every night to the point where I actually had Drake's amiibo out. I was trying to get outfits.
Nice.
Oh, I look like this. I look like this absolute madman trying to and all these toys scattered around the TV, just trying to get the freaking Ocarina of Time outfit. But I didn't want to include it on the list because I didn't actually like. I'm not going to continue with it anyway.
Yeah. And so Andrew's super excited about it. And I'm like, and that's what we're going for. Like I know that people love their remakes, but like I want the remakes that I want, and maybe I'm a weirdo for this, but like I just want them for accessibility purposes. I don't really like
Bring them forward.
Yeah, I love Secret of Mana, but like I play Secret of Mana. I play the new Secret of Mana because there was no way I was not going to buy a new version of Secret of Mana, obviously. But like,
Right.
I play it on my PS4 and my PS5 because it's easier than setting up my Super Nintendo. It's not because like, oh, I want the enhanced graphics or whatever. Like, fuck that. I'll play the regular version. I want the enhanced music. Fuck that. I'll play the regular version.
Bring the collection of Mana to other platforms.
Yes, I just want the access. Like the idea that there's people out here who like are upset because they don't think it's gonna look good is so weird. Like Ocarina of Time looks good. I mean, it's definitely, dated because of its era and like when it came out specifically because of the 64 and they were learning how to do 3D at that point. So there's all kinds of weird stuff, but like it still rocks. Like what? Who cares? Like I don't care
Dude,
what it looks like.
I'm 41. I can play Ocarina of Time still and put myself back to when I was 14 years old playing this game. So, oh, and that's the other fun thing about it too. So when I bought Ocarina of Time, I was 14. Drake will be 14 when this one comes out. Well, he is 14 now, but when this game will be out later in like what, all November or whatever it is. I
Yeah,
don't know if it has a date, but so we'll be the same age playing Ocarina of Time. I thought it's kind of neat.
that's pretty cool. I just the idea of looking at an Ocarina of Time remake and being like, man, I don't even know what this looks like but I hope it looks better. It's like, I to be fair, to Ocarina of Time, I while there are several things they could do to mess it up and make it look worse, I mean, the idea of it looking worse is not likely. You want it to look like, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto 6. It's not gonna. No matter what happens, it's not gonna look like Grand Theft Auto 6.
Oh,
Like,
oh,
no matter what happens, no matter what they do, no matter how much money Nintendo spent on this or what dev team they had working on it, it's not gonna look like Grand Theft Auto 6. So just, I don't know, prepare yourself. I don't know.
yeah. I think, in my opinion, if it looks not the same art style, but if it looks like Link's Awakening, I'll be happy.
Yeah, it's just,
Not again, not the toy art style, not that, but like just give it a fresh coat of paint, make it run, make it run well. Maybe add some stuff to the story. I guess you know, make Ganondorf hot.
yeah. I like the idea of the best way that I think I could phrase this is the way that Gen Z and the weird fake Gen Z people who pretend they care about video games look at games right now just seems utterly destructive. Like it seems utterly like a bunch of people who actually don't care what happens to video games. Like they're actually a bunch of people who just don't, who could watch this whole industry burn and just not care. Like
Yeah, I agree with you.
they could burn out every dev, they could burn out every company, they could burn out every indie studio, and they just don't care. They're just like, oh well.
These, these are the same people that want Xbox to fail. You don't want Xbox to fail. Trust me. You don't want if it's just Sony and Nintendo, like you need healthy Xbox.
yeah,
They just want to see somebody burn. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's so weird to me, and like we ain't we're not leaving this until we talk about it because I meant to talk about it, and then we got into an AI spiel, and then we've just been chanting and ranting. But those people who are pissed about God of War Laufey, like you're out of your minds. Like I wanted to leave this one to you, but like those people
Oh,
who are mad about God of War Laufey are out of your minds. Like absolutely lost
I
it.
do. Laufey looks awesome. By the way, I actually didn't really understand. Like 'cause they call her Faye in God of War and Ragnarok. Her full name's Lao Fei. I didn't realize that they shortened it. So, dude, that game looks so rad, so rad. And the cool thing is, Sony Santa Monica is doing Lao Fei, and they're also doing a trilogy remake.
At the same
You know what I
time,
mean?
like
At the same time.
here's the thing. The people who are mad about this are like, well, why would we be her instead of being Kratos? Why would you like the entirety? I haven't played all the way through 2, but the entirety of God of War of Dad of War 1, it's about two things. It's about Kratos and his relationship with his son, and it's about his son and him grieving the death of his wife. That's what the entire game is about.
Yeah.
And like,
Did you see Dad of War?
yeah,
Okay.
it's like it's what the entire game is about. And like, then we get a game about his wife, and they're like, "Why are we playing his wife?" It's like, all you're saying to me is I did never actually play the first one. Like all you're saying is I never actually played this game. If you
Yeah.
could, it's like watching Dragon Ball Z and then being like, whoa, why are we playing Goku's son? Why aren't we playing him? Like, why are we watching Goku's son do stuff? Like, because he's like the main character of the story. Like, what?
Yeah.
And I just like, I'm like, you guys are. This is like a mental illness you have. Like this. All this says to me is you never played the first God of War game. All that you saw was there's a new God of War game, and the main character in this God of War game is a woman, and you're mad. That's all this says. You never played the first one. If you played
or Ragnarok.
Yeah, if you played 5 seconds of the first one, you know why we're getting a side story about his wife. Like it starts there's like the opening scene of the first one. Like, what?
I don't think this is a side story. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's like a parallel thing.
It's parallel, but it's not a side story. Like it's definitely the next God of War.
You know
what I mean? Like, yeah. I think that the people that are mad about it just don't want a female protagonist.
Yes, that's it.
But it's definitely like, I think calling it a side story is doing not just Tony Santa Monica, but like Laufey herself a disservice. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Saying that it's like, and I'm not saying that this is what you're saying or whatever, but like that immediately, like, oh, this doesn't have Kratos in it. It's immediately less than. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is the next God of War, and I think it's incredible. And I just, more than anything else in the world, I just want to be friends with that cube.
The thing that drives me nuts about these people, and it's like an internet superpower, I'm gonna call it. It's an internet superpower. The ability to call your shot 7 months before the thing happens. Then when you call your shot and you're wrong, there's no one to call you out because the internet doesn't actually, there's no consequences for being wrong. Then, like, oh man, Ghost of Tsushima is going to be terrible because it's got a freaking girl in it. Oh my God. And then it comes out and it stomps and sells millions of copies. And then those same people just like go back into their holes, and then they come back out when the next game with a girl and it comes out, and they say the same shit again. Like, nobody's like, didn't you guys say this about Ghost of Tsushima and you were wrong? So like, stop doing this. No one does that. So like, they just like, next time another girl game comes out, and then like, there are tons of games that come out in the world, and some of them do really good and some of them do really bad. And some of them are, some of them, sometimes you think a game is going to be good and you're wrong. And sometimes you think a game's going to be bad and you're wrong. And like, this happens all the time, but these guys no one ever says like, hey, you got 3 misses on your record. So like, no more. You don't get to say this anymore. Like you've hit the limit of how many times you can be wrong and still claim the same crap. So like, you're out. Like, I remember there was a bunch of people talking about the He-Man movie, and they were like, this movie's gonna fail because they made a joke about him having pronouns, so it's woke. No, it's gonna fail because it's a movie about fucking He-Man in 2026 with no buildup.
Apparently the movie's pretty good.
I've heard, all I've heard is that it didn't sell well. I don't know if it's good or bad.
I've heard, like, I would say incredible things. It's He-Man. I don't like He-Man, but I've heard it's pretty good.
But like this is, calling a shot on something like this is so ridiculous. Like, oh yeah, okay. This is like me going like, hey, the next Taylor Swift album is going to be good because it's not woke. It's like, that Taylor Swift album's going to
Taylor Swift a lot.
That Taylor Swift album's going to sell no matter what happens. It could be her took her microphone outside and just stomped in a puddle for 60 minutes, and that album's still gonna sell. Like, calling something like He-Man is just it's unbelievably fake. Like, if we had just got like I don't know, some crazy, I mean, to be fair, that happened with Grogu, but like, if we had gotten some insanely good He-Man show that just came out and everyone was talking about He-Man nonstop and how great He-Man is, then a He-Man movie comes out and they go, well, this movie's gonna be bad because they made a he-him joke for He-Man, says it's woke, and then that movie flops. Okay, now you have something, now you have made a point. This movie that had all of the reason to succeed, and then your thing that you think is the poison got introduced, and then that makes the movie fail. There. But like, He-Man is a show from the 80s that wasn't super popular in the 80s.
Yeah. No, like, never been a He-Man guy.
Like, He-Man, I'm almost the target audience for He-Man because I was a kid during that period and I didn't like He-Man that fucking much. Like,
yeah, same.
Like, for like kids in 2026, like, this was not gonna blow the doors off Avengers Endgame no matter what happened. Like, I hate this so much. I hate it so much. And I wish all of these people would go to therapy. All of them. Like, I wish, like, I could get a genie, and my genie wish would be to take all of these idiots and force them to go through therapy. I hate them.
The Mario Odyssey looks really good on Switch too. I got a resolution bump.
Nice.
I'm playing that right now. Yes. The guy at Best Buy, he was, I don't think he knew that I was like on the phone or whatever, but he's just like, I'm not going to ask for your ID because this is a video game and I don't care. But I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy to be playing this game. The only thing that sucks though is I don't have Switch Online right now, and I've got to restart. So I'm just going to play this from scratch. And Mario Odyssey is so good.
I am super excited because, like, finally get to take a little bit of a break today because I've been primary parent for like 3 weeks, and today is like my chill day. And
yeah,
I'm just like, I'm honestly thinking like after this podcast, I might just like take a nap.
Go for it. But we can finish it up and go get you a nap. So
I'm down with that. Next time we podcast, I have been itching to do that top 10 Xbox or top 10 Xbox games episode. So I've been
okay.
I want to bust that out for next time.
I think I've actually got my list. So
I want to have an episode where we go in depth into Xbox's new management and all of the decisions that have led up to it and have to come out of it, and then we just like, and here's our top 10s.
I'm cool with that. I love Xbox more than I probably let on. So I want that. Gosh, I want that to be so positive. I know it's going to be pretty negative because
that's why
they deserve it. You know,
that's why I want to do this sandwich. That's why I want to do the talk about what's going on and then literally talk about games that we love from Xbox to be like a sandwich of do the bad and then follow it up with good.
Dude, you know what's mind-boggling? And I know we're running long on all that stuff, but we can finish it up. Dude, Halo is coming to PlayStation next month. Like, within the month, I will be playing Halo on PlayStation. I don't think people are talking about that enough to where, like, that's a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like when Sonic Adventure and Heroes and all that stuff went to GameCube. That's how you know it's over, dude. Like, Xbox can exist. You know what I mean? They can do multi-platform and all that stuff. And Gears of War, Forza, all that stuff on PlayStation, that's a big deal too. But Halo on PlayStation, there's no coming back. You can't put the genie back in the bottle.
I I think that's gonna
You know what I'm
be
saying?
I think that's gonna be a crazy like I feel like the conversations that I had about it, like it seems like now the leadership kind of does want to put that genie back in the bottle, but it's like, yeah, but we are I mean, we're gonna it's not Halo 3, but we're gonna have Halo on freaking Xbox, like the new like fancified Halo. Like I don't know what I mean, I guess it's not really their it's not really Xbox's bread and butter anymore. It's not just, pumping out Halo, but it does just seem
Mm,
like a like a
that's the white
miles.
flag.
Yeah, it does seem like a we're kind of done with this. Like I guess you can pull
Yeah.
it all back and be like, "No, we're not." And you can fight all you want to, but like when people are on their PlayStation playing the newest Halo, it just seems like you kind of gave up. It seems like the people before you gave up, and now you're trying to ungive up. Like
Yeah. You can't, you can't, you can't untap out.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like once you've tapped, there's no redos.
yeah,
Like I get what you're saying too, like about Halo not being the big deal anymore. And it's not because, Bungie moved on and, like kind of what I don't know. I think the thing against 343 was overblown. But if you're so I'm gonna go back to wrestling for a second. In WCW, Hulk Hogan was the guy, right? There was a thing called the People's Champion. The people, the ones that the people really loved. You had the hearts and minds of everybody, and that was Diamond Dallas Page. Diamond Dallas Page was your heart and soul of that company. Halo is that for Xbox. While they own Call of Duty now, they own Elder Scrolls, whatever. You know what I mean?
hmm
While that might be their moneymaker, which I mean, side note, Call of Duty's on everything as well. Halo's still your like Master Chief is your guy. He is Xbox.
yeah,
Master Chief is Xbox. From day one, Master Chief was Xbox. And now Master Chief is on PlayStation.
yeah,
And the funny thing about it, the weird, like fucking monkey's paw sort of situation and stuff, it will play better on PS5 Pro. Like it's not even going to look best on Xbox.
yeah,
It's going to run better on PlayStation and probably PC.
yeah. This
How
situ this situation is kind of like if we were fast food moguls instead of talking about video games, this is kind of like McDonald's giving Burger King Ronald McDonald. Like Ronald McDonald doesn't show up in the commercials anymore. But if you went to a fucking Burger King and you saw Ronald McDonald and the King shaking hands, or Ronald McDonald or the King standing on Ronald McDonald's face, it would make you be like, okay, fucking McDonald's, what?
yeah, you can pre-order a Whopper at McDonald's now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
So
Like, yeah, exactly that. Like, if you went to freaking if you went to Burger King and Burger King had a freaking Big Mac and Ronald McDonald is holding it and he's like, now at Burger King, Ronald McDonald's Big Mac, you'd be like, what the fuck is happening?
yeah,
Like, what? You wouldn't be like, oh
really
man,
deal.
McDonald's is gonna come back from this. You'd be like, what?
Well, and like look what happened to Sega. You know what I mean? When they moved over to everything else, like I think it's healthier for Sega, you know what I mean? But like that's how you know it's over. Like that's it. And for a while, like Genesis did better than Super Nintendo, but that's not, Nintendo's still making consoles. Sega is not,
And
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 I think it's only a matter of time before Xbox is not making consoles anymore. And
and
they're just a third party.
and the
So
exact same thing. I mean, they're doing it in the opposite order, but the exact same thing happened. Xbox came out, their the the Saturn came out, and one of the biggest problems it had in the market was the price point.
yeah,
And then they came out with their next console, and their next console didn't make up for that lack of console sales, and then they were done. Like, and now Xbox is raising its prices to the point where the current gen consoles have a price problem. And then if their next system
Yeah.
doesn't come out and make up for all of this slack,
Yeah. I think to that point, like, they're not the only ones dealing with that, but at the same time too, we were talking about the AI stuff earlier. They're it's the hot dog situation again. How did we get here and all that stuff. Like, if if Sony and Nintendo were still at their launch price points or whatever, or at least like their launch price points at this point like sound great, but if they were still maintaining their regular prices and doing sales and all that stuff, and Xbox was going up, it'd be a different story. But like everybody's going up, but I dear listener, you don't want Xbox to fail. Trust me. Like if and again, this is coming from a wrestling fan. Like when WCW went under and it was just WWE, and that's all you had, other than like little stuff or whatever. Like it, competition makes everything better. You don't want you want a healthy Xbox.
yes,
It doesn't necessarily have to be under Microsoft. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be under Microsoft, but you need a healthy Xbox.
yeah.
So
The problem, the problem that's going to present itself if Xbox goes away is Sony and Nintendo shop for completely different markets. They
yep,
Sony is looking for the people who want the high end, high fidelity, like beautiful looking, high graphics games, and Nintendo has its own market of like kind of cool niche shit that they do on their side. Nintendo is never fighting for Sony or PlayStation's market. So Nintendo does all of the Nintendo stuff, like all of the every single mainline Nintendo game stays at the highest price that it possibly can for 5, 6, 7 years after it releases. Well, wait until PlayStation starts doing that. Like
yep,
it, like game prices are already a problem. If PlayStation does not have good competition, those things are going to start shooting up. And then
yep.
if
Well, and a $900 PS5 Pro is bananas right now. If there's no Xbox, like who's to stop them from charging 1,500? You know.
yeah, like
And if you think that this stuff's expensive, wait till PS6. Wait till the Xbox Helix. So it's gonna get crazier. So
yeah. So then just to continue these Lincoln logs, when Helix comes out and PlayStation 6 comes out, if Xbox exits the market after Helix, what is stopping PlayStation from charging $2,000 for the PS7? What is stopping them? Nothing. What is stopping them
yep,
from charging, you know, $2,800 for the Pro? Like, what's stopping them at that point? Nothing. Like, there's barely anything stopping them now. So, like, if Xbox isn't there at all, nothing is stopping them. And then if games
right.
are nothing stopping them from charging $80 for games, what's going to stop them from charging 90 or 100 or like it's a slippery. God, this episode's depressing.
Yeah, we should probably save the rest of them for the next Xbox.
Yeah, so let's do that Xbox one next time, and we'll 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 say all of the negative stuff up front, and then we'll say positive stuff. We'll even start at 10 and go to 1, so we can talk about our favorite Xbox game to like nullify some of this.
I hope you guys like Blink's the Time Sweeper because I do.
Yeah, and I promise I'm not going to talk about a single old lady. Not a single old lady will be mentioned.
Yeah, Aaron's been trying to kill people. He's like people. Well, not you specifically, no, but like parents are dying and old
I,
ladies are getting swatted, and yeah,
yeah. Okay. So my positive for today is just remember remember that the world exists without you having to make it exist. I have this problem where like I have a real issue with like I don't think anything's gonna get done unless I'm doing it. The problem that I have, and I had to
Well, I got
like,
the same one.
I had to like this break that I'm taking today. I had to just be like, this is just a thing that I is okay to ask for. It's okay to say, I need the break. I needed some time to chill. I needed some time to get my head on straight, and not saying anything. Everyone thought I was fine and didn't know that I needed a break. And then I finally was like, I'm taking a break. I need a break. And like the world kept spinning. Everyone's going fine. Andrea and the kids are out at a birthday party right now. I'm not involved at all. That nothing to do with me, and they're perfectly fine without me around. Like, not to say like, don't think that people need you, but like, take a break when you need it. Like, there are lots of people who are just, go getters and want to get everything done, but you need to take a break every once in a while, and you need to understand that it is okay to need a break. There we go. There's my positive.
I'm going to go and concur with that, honestly, and I'm going to just piggyback on it. I think Aaron said it really well. And it's also really nice that Aaron's, his much needed break is being spent with me and all the listeners and stuff too. So thank you for that, buddy.
No problem.
My positive is, you know what? Work less.
Good one.
It's nice. Yep.
Yeah.
So overtime is great and all that stuff, but
Work
you know what?
less.
Just work less. Just work less. It'll be fine. So it'll be there when you get back.
All right. Well,
Yep.
it was good chatting. Hopefully, now that we've got all this AI hate out of our systems, well, next one will be a little bit more positive. So we'll see y'all next
I
time.
got it.
Wimmity wham wham wazzle.
Tell them Mark sent you.
Peace.